welcome. This fast fit tip is to create happier hips at your desk. No one is immune to getting tighter hips that are not mobile if we're sitting too much during the day. So this tip is going to get our hips moving and more mobile. So if you have any joint discomfort in your hips or cracking or pinching or pain, then this will be helpful for you. So let's get started. Stand up from our chairs. I'm going to move my chair here to the side. And we'll just begin with a hip flexion and extension to improve some of that joint mobility through the hip. So with the legs straight, your supporting knee is a little bit bent, and just start pendulum swinging that leg forward and back. So without moving the pelvis here too much, the hand on the hip can help you gauge how far you need to send your leg forward and back, but let it be really heavy. Okay, so take some deep breaths. With more mobile hips, we can enjoy our sports and leisure activities with greater ease and decrease the risk of injury because our hips get too tight and don't function optimally. Good. Switch legs. Change it up. Soft knee in the supporting leg. Okay, and begin to swing. Start slowly, and then just start to move it forward and back. So hip flexion, extension, forward and back. Yes. So this can be anywhere between 10 to 20 repetitions, and do this several times in a day. I would suggest even each hour when you have those long days sitting at your desk. These hip flexors tend to get really tight, and that can also impinge the lower back. So tight hips can also lead to a sore low back. This will bring the circulation and the flow and the mobility back into our hip joint, keeping it healthier, stronger, definitely more resilient. Good. Let's change legs again. So this time, hip adduction and abduction, side to side, crossing the midline of your body. Supporting knee is still softly bent. I'm just using the back of my chair for a little bit of support for balance. But if you want a little extra fun, you can add your arms to it as well. So stimulates your core at the same time. 10 to 20 of those. It's a nice controlled swing, but the leg is heavy and relaxed. Deep breath gets the circulation going, which also helps us be clear and more focused in all of our tasks. Change legs again. Here we go. Other side. Okay, side to side. And you might notice that the range of motion from one leg to the next is a little bit different. So that could be because of how we sit, how we stand, how we move, how we pick objects off the floor, or any injuries that we might have had in the past. That still affects the elasticity and the mobility of the hip joint or the sacrum or the lower back. It's all related. Good. Let's do another move here. So still, these are dynamic stretches. Soft knee, big circles now. So let's do maybe 5 circles in each direction. Deep breath, stand tall. Good. And then after that last one, change directions. Big hip circles here. All right. And if you want more of these hip movements, be sure to check out some of our longer routines in the movement and mindset package. We've got lots of functional fitness and yoga and stretching routines that will help you go a little bit deeper into these moves. Change legs. Okay, so 5 or 6 times in each direction here. Just moving it around, stirring the hip joint. Engage your core, draw your belly in so you feel nice and stable. So again, you can use the hand or try to balance without the hands there. So that works different parts of your body. If you just want to focus on hips, maybe hold on to your chair or a wall. If you want to work the balance, try it without holding on. Good. And then bring it back. How does that feel? Let's have a seat. We'll come into our last stretch here to create these happier, more mobile hips. It's a figure 4 stretch seated. You might have seen this version lying down or even standing up. So we cross the ankle just above the knee. So the knee and the ankle are aligned here on the floor. We try to line up our knee and our ankle here. And if that doesn't work and your hips are really tight, come to the edge of your chair and slide your ankle down the lower leg. So you can always start lower. So you're externally rotating the hip here and then gradually start to bring it up. Nice deep breath. So take your hand and slightly guide the knee downwards. We don't have to push on it too heavily, but just enough to feel that there's a descent. Your foot is flexed. That just helps your knee joint track properly, so it's a little safer for your knee. And we take 5 deep breaths. So what a nice opportunity to just slow down and breathe, access different parts of our brains, so that it helps us focus on our tasks for the rest of the day. Good. Now I'd suggest doing this one as often as you can. If you're sitting a lot, these muscles in our hips and our glutes get compressed, as does our lower spine. So they rely on movement to stay healthy and resilient. So your movement matters. Let's try that on the other leg. So the ankle just comes above the knee, opposite ankle, knee aligned. And if that hip is a little bit different, you need to go lower, draw the ankle down towards the shin, maybe starting there. Okay, and as you get used to it, your body will adapt really quickly to all of these moves that we do in our fast fit tips. So practice them regularly. Know that you're doing your body good and your mind as well, because it helps give that little mental break at the same time. So be present as we do these. Stay in tune with the sensation in your hip. 5 slow breaths. You might have done 3 or 4 already, but it's nice just to take deeper breaths as well. And how about more one like that? One more like that. Yes. All right. Let's uncross that foot. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. And I hope your hips feel a little bit more elastic and resilient, ready to keep going. Thanks for being here. See you next time. Be well.